Good morning, good afternoon, good evenings. You guys are based on different locations. Okay, so let me first introduce myself. I believe that inshallah this training will be a very good training for all of you guys, and you will learn a lot today to help your businesses move in the right directions. And tomorrow we will have more additional training on digitalization stuff. So let me introduce first myself. My name is Sayyid Naveed Hussain. I am from Pakistan. I'm an industrial engineer by profession. I am also executive MBA in marketing and finance. I have 16 years of experience in plant operations management, lead multiple businesses for startups and lean manufacturing, work in the big multinational like Procter & Gamble, Honda, Mondelez, and Obic Investment Groups in 6 different countries like UK, Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. I have been engaged in the business excellence program since last 12 years, implemented integrated work system for P&G, ILCSS for Mondelez, WCOM, Obican Manufacturing Excellence programs. I have been leading the WCOM program since last 4 years as a head, and managing digital transformation since last 2 years as well. So this is brief about me. Again, the same point of the performance control system. You remember we discussed about that, how pillars can help. So this is what we have discussed so far, that why all the pillars are important, because they help us with a loss reduction loop. We have our KPIs and how we can improve our KPI, because we need to know some new standards. We need to improve our standards to deliver this KPI. And these all pillars will help us by identifying the losses through the methodologies we have discussed, to feed us with the new standards, which will help us to, which will use in our daily process, our weekly process, and our all meetings in as a daily controls to change our business results. Because this KPI can only be delivered if you deliver the losses by identifying the new standards coming from this loop, and then you deliver it. Now, I will focus more over here, okay, that what are the challenges we have with this system as well. So for sure, we have identified that this is what we need, but we also have some challenges here as well. So what are these challenges? So PCS is a tool which helps us know the challenges in this business, and what PCS do. PCS is a performance control system. It's not a performance management. Don't get confused with the capability building of the people. This system is all about that, how we are doing our business. It means that how we are coming on daily basis and managing our business. What we do, what every one person in the organization come daily and start his job with what kind of meeting, what kind of interactions, and what is the link of different people in the organization on daily basis for what kind of discussions. So, and second step is that it is how you set the expectation of the business, which means that you make sure that what you are looking from the business, you get from this. It is how expectations are cascaded. It means that in many cases, we have top line KPIs, but these are not clear to the next level of organizations, because they don't know how they can help to contribute. Guys, are you listening me? Anna?
Yes, we can hear you, yes.
Okay, sure. I was just checking.
Yes, everything is fine. When it's not fine, I'm writing, I'm telling you right away.
Okay, so then the fourth step is that is how you manage the adherence to the expectation. So first thing is that this tells you how to manage the business, what are the expectations of the business, how this expectation should be going, should be shared at all level. Shared means that owned by all the people in the organization, and it also tells you how you make sure you adhere the expectation. Not just people know that they have to contribute, but also you make sure that how people will contribute, how you make sure that the people are really delivering the expectation. So it enables the organization to achieve the target by clear roadblocks, by clear mechanism. So let me explain you how this will happen. So every business, all of us, we know that every business start with having some kind of a structure of having some kind of a KPI, and we have some clear ownership in terms of KPIs to the plant manager, production manager, maintenance manager. So we have some kind of system. Okay, so there are some KPIs, but how we are making sure that these KPIs are cascaded to the next level of organization. It's very important that currently what is happening, or maybe I would say in the old method, old approach, is that we set the objectives and we use some kind of a performance management system, and we say that after 1 year I want you to deliver these objectives. So leaders are basically made accountable, and they are just doing something on daily basis, on monthly basis, but there is no mechanism to ensure that there is something going on daily basis to deliver this KPI. So it is very important that all the KPIs at site level is cascade them to the shop floor level, that every single person in the organization up to a machine operator level, he understand that how he has to contribute to this site level KPIs. Rather just he is following some standard, he need to also know that how whatever his KPI should be to deliver the business in terms of the KPI we are looking for. And then once you define the KPI from top to bottom, you define the RASI matrix. RASI means that who will be accountable, who will be responsible, and who will be consulted and informed about the KPI. Which means that we have to make sure that everyone in the organization is clear about from top to bottom of all the KPI, that who has to really own the KPI in terms of clear accountability, and who will be basically contributing and in terms of the responsibility, direct responsibility, and who will be basically consulted in terms of support. And then once you know this much level, then you develop a mechanism, which means that you define that how these KPIs will be discussed and where this KPI will be discussed, to make sure that if we are getting off track, we take the action. So you develop a mechanism. Mechanism means you define the meetings and the forums where you discuss all these KPIs. Then you keep the constant check on all the design elements through proper system effort, which means that whatever you have defined, the meetings and the meeting structure, you check the effectiveness of this meeting, because you want to make sure that the people really follow the right approach on daily basis or weekly basis, or whatever the forums we have defined to discuss all these KPIs which you want to deliver at all levels. The people are really discussing and following the proper process to discuss all the KPIs and taking the right actions to deliver the KPIs. So for example, this I'm sharing all the standard KPI. Most of the KPI you in the most of the businesses really have. You may have a little bit different, but most of the important KPIs at all businesses are kind of this. Now digitalization is also something new in the businesses. So that's why I have added this as well, that the people really want to have more connectivity, and they want to have more digitally reported information. So that they can have more, and they want to also have the saving from the digitalization. So these are the new KPIs, and I think most of this KPI, most of you guys would be familiar with. So these are the KPI we want to make sure are not just a top line KPIs. These are KPIs are even going to the operator level, and how we make sure that the operator is engaged and he has some kind of KPIs in terms of KIs or whatever, and he's contributing toward this. So what is the concept of the performance control system? Performance control system, as I explained, is basically is a closed loop of the meetings and documents. Means that in this, what we do is that we do the meetings and we have the documents flow in this meeting. Documents mean that inputs and outputs. So every meeting should have some kind of input, and it should have some kind of output. So this is a closed loop of input and output documents, and whatever you discuss in the meeting to help you steer your business to deliver the results you're looking for. Clear? And so so you discuss your KPIs here, and you take the right decision at the right moment. So this is the purpose of it. So all businesses have some kind of top line business forecast, monthly forecast. Then you translate this forecast into a plan. Okay, so you want to execute a plan on monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis. Then so you execute a plan in terms of production plan. You have some process standards to follow to deliver this plan. Then you generate some report in terms of the outcome of the execution as a output. in terms of how much you deliver according to expectation, in terms of quality delivery, quality of the product, in terms of the waste, in terms of number of issues on the floor. And then these reports help you to readjust your plan to make sure that we keep delivering whatever is exactly our forecast. And this report also help us in terms of monthly reports, help our forecast, or annual reports to help our forecast to be readjusted to make sure that we are delivering our plan. So now let me give you an example of the performance control system is basically is the same like PDCA loop. How? Which I was explaining there in the back slide as well. So in every business process, which is basically, it could be a machine, okay? You fed the machine with a plan, production plan, and you fed the machine with some kind of a standards. So you have some standards that how you do the process, and you have some kind of production plan or activities, which is a plan you feed to the process that what to do. So this is a plan, then you do a do part. When you do the plan, execution of the plan, you also monitor the plan, which means that you see that what is the outcome of the plan. The outcome of the plan would be the reports in terms of checks, that what was our target, what was our waste, what was any other thing in terms of the outcome of the process we define as a checkpoint in terms of reports. So we generate the reports in terms of visual control, in terms of the Excel based on the emails and stuff. And then we use these reports in our meetings where we discuss that if we achieve our plan, well and good, but if we did not achieve a plan, what to do? So we talk about the performance in terms of our plan and in terms of standards, that in case if we deliver the plan, but we did not follow the plan standard properly, and we end up having the high waste. So you take the decisions here on the deviation, or you escalate to the next higher levels of the meetings. And then you also evaluate that this meeting's effectiveness. So this is a complete PDCA closed loop to make sure that you are doing everything, because what we discussed that in the pillars and methodologies, that pillars help you define the standards and improve new standards, develop the new standards and help you feed the new standard. So we have to follow the standards to make sure that we deliver the plan as we want to deliver with a better quality and better efficiencies. So this is how performance control system looks like. So all the businesses have some kind of business forecast at the top level, at annual levels. Then you translate this into a budget, into a volume target. You develop the action plans, and you go half-yearly, monthly. So everything will trickle down to the shift level. So whatever you want to deliver as an annual objective for the volumes, for budgets, in terms of cost, in terms of volume, into whatever, in terms of all KPIs. So you take it down to the all levels on the monthly and daily level, and then you have forums where basically you do this, you discuss the execution, and then you do the reviews in the meeting on daily basis, weekly basis, overall progress review, monthly basis, monthly progress review, and steering committee meeting for the purpose of lean manufacturing, loss elimination. You have a steering committee meeting and monthly meeting for the business meeting in terms of business overall progress. And then you do budget reviews meetings, and then you do yearly budget review meetings. So every business has different kind of meetings, which I'm telling you that this is the way a business is designed as a closed loop, that you need to have a structured mechanism, to have a structured meeting to make sure that every business objective you want to deliver, you have a mechanism in terms of targets, in terms of generation of the report, which is helping you to take the right decisions, timely decision to deliver your business. Coming to the next point is, so the PCS, what PCS do? It control the whole by controlling the part. So what we do is that we define all the key KPIs from top to bottom, and we make sure that this KPI can be delivered if I control something in the process here, and I control something in the process area, then this KPI will be delivered. So all the KPIs cannot be just delivered without having controls at this level, okay? So it's a operation performance indicators, okay? So then you define at every KPI at all levels, who will be responsible, who will be accountable, who will be responsible on the weekly basis, who will be accountable, and then who will be responsible on daily basis. So everything goes from top to down to make sure that everyone in the organization is contributing. So this is an example of just one KPI, that how accountability from top to bottom is drive. So let me give you an example like this. So you can see every business want this high quality product at the lowest cost. So the conversion cost is extremely important with the claims in terms of good quality. Okay. So every KPI has to be trickled down from the quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, shifty level to understand that how every level we have a control. For example, at shifty level or the monthly level, you can have the OE at the different department level. Then you go at the plant level. Then in the weekly basis you can have area level. Okay. Then you can have line level information, and then you have shift level information in terms of the machine daily plan versus actual. So every KPI should be having a link from top to the bottom to make sure that everyone in the organization, because you have 80% to 90% of your organization is here. They are working in the shifts and they have to be engaged, and there should be clear ownership at their level. If they are not really having a link to our main KPI, you can never deliver this KPI, because what you will do, what is that, which is happening in the traditional way, is that you are pushing your managers to coming on the monthly basis maximum to come and present the OE analysis, and he will tell you different losses, and most probably you may eliminate some of the losses by the plan he will be sharing. But we are already very late, because you have already incurred these losses in last 1 month, and after 1 month you are having this review, which you normally do after first or second week of the month, because you take time to prepare the analysis. So this means 40-45 days you have not reacted yet. So you kept having losses anchored for 45 days. So what you need to do, you need to make sure that you build a mechanism to evaluate the performance more timely, more accurately on daily level, shifty level, weekly level, to take the action more timely rather monthly level. Clear? So this is the way the performance mechanism has to be developed. The management, the leadership has to make sure that we develop the right meeting structures to discuss everything. Now you can see this is an example of that how KPI is delivered from the top to bottom to a RASI matrix. So you have top line KPI at the site level. Someone, for example, operation director is owning something like OE, then how at the bottom levels, different, for example, under him there are two departments, so so he make both of them responsible for portion of the OE. Okay, then at their level of the department they are accountable as well. For one department he's responsible, and for other department he's also accountable. So then this is the way accountability and the responsibility matrix goes down to the bottom level organization until the operator level. And then you can see in this example that how we are defining at every single KPI in the organization, who is responsible, accountable, who is responsible, and who has to be consulted and who has to be informed, to make sure that all the information we are making sure that there is a clear ownership at all levels, that what everyone is supposed to do and contribute to deliver every single KPI. So outcome of all this discussion is that you develop the meetings structures which are so well developed, because once you do all these things in the last slide in terms of defining the clear accountability, how you make sure that this guy is really doing something to make sure that he's delivering the budget, or for example breakdown that this guy is maintenance manager responsible, accountable, how is making sure that he is delivering the major breakdown targets. So there should be a meeting. There should be a meeting where people should discuss this KPIs and check their performance. So for example, this is a meeting example of that, our daily meeting at the site level, where we talk, there should be some what time meeting should happen, who should attend the meeting, because we want to discuss these things over there, because we want to have clear actions and the strategies for us to take a decision today to make sure that tomorrow is better than today. Yesterday I had losses. I want to make sure tomorrow I should not have these losses. So what should I do? I should review everything today as the input of the information coming from my shop floor in terms of the performance, in terms of the system implementation. So I follow agenda, to review everything as the input documents, means reports, okay? And then with a clear ownership that who will be presenting what, with a clear names like production manager, maintenance manager, planning manager, who will be presenting what exactly. So meetings should not be just that someone just call for a meeting and then all are sitting over there and nobody knows what exactly he is supposed to present. So it has to be very clear that everyone in the organization who is coming and attending the meeting, he knows his role very clearly, that what he is coming for the purpose, like he is coming with some input documents to explain something, to own some performance indicator, the key critical information about the business. So this is the way that it looks like when you do this performance control system development. You develop two different loops. We discussed one loop was the loss reduction loop. You remember about the pillars and methodology. So you have the pillars. The pillars should have some monthly, bi-monthly meetings. And you need to have another cycle, which is basically your daily control cycle, which is being fed by pillars in terms of new standards to follow. Okay. And then every meeting information is flowing to the other meetings to make sure that we take the right actions here. But if something is out of our control and we need help from the other businesses, we take it to the next level. And we, at the site level where we have the top leadership sitting on daily basis, they are making sure that they are supporting all the people on with whatever points they are not able to conclude and take the decision. They help them here with the right decision making. So which means that you are making sure there is a mechanism for all the critical problems and all the issues happened yesterday, they are being discussed and they are being fed. For example, guys, a department meeting. And this is a one department, this is another production department, and this is operations department meeting. This is a planning meeting, and this is another planning and purchasing meeting, and then this other meeting. So these are different kind of meeting different departments have to review the progress. And then the pillars also have their own meetings to review the progress of their improvement teams, to make sure they are continuously helping the daily cycle, control cycle, with a much better and improved standards to deliver the business. Then all these things go to the steering level. Steering means that your site leadership, they are, which normally comprise of your pillar leaders and department managers who are sitting on the monthly basis and then quarterly basis or annually basis to review the progress of our business and the KPI progress in terms of the improvement teams, how we are progressing well. Just to answer one of the questions which was being asked, that how you prioritize that, what to do, this is the forum. This is the forum you decide that, okay, I have many teams here, many losses here, but what loss I have to attack first? What pillar need to be prioritized because I have limited organization. So this is a forum. You sit together and see that in this quarter, in this month, where are we struggling? Which are the biggest pains? So which pillars should be prioritized in terms of the resource support to make sure they deliver the business as what we are looking for. So it's a complete cycle to support the business as a daily routine and continuously feeding the system with the support. Not only that, so you have defined the meetings, you need to make sure that these meetings are effective. All these meetings are really being done in a proper way. The A of this meeting, whoever is accountable, like PS pillar leader, is really driving the meeting in a proper way. And the meetings are happening. So you assess the meeting on these levels, that is the meeting properly defined, implemented, the people are understanding how to do the meeting, the meeting is fully effective, meaning that the properly used, and all meetings is at a particular level. So you have a checklist of the question, you to check that how meeting is happening, are we really meeting our objective in terms of the actions, closures, in terms of the KPI that are being discussed. Maybe the KPIs are not green, so why KPIs are not green, then what leaders is doing over there to discuss this KPI and how they are taking the actions and analysis in this meeting to take the right action. So you evaluate the level of the meeting to make sure that the meeting is really effective meeting to deliver the objectives of that meeting in terms of the KPIs which we want to deliver through this meeting. So this is one of the example in my business. I develop this performance control system. We started a brown paper exercise, meaning that you just make a big chart, you put all the meetings we use, because obviously every business has some kind of meeting and they have so many reports. So what we said, okay guys, just put everything in terms of daily, monthly, weekly, annual, shiftly meetings you have, just put everything on the board. And you can see it was like a mess that we were having so many documents and so many documents flow and so many problems. Okay, so this means that there's a serious issue that we might be doing a lot of meetings which might be not adding value. So we need to really understand that what is the clear ownership at all KPI level, what is being discussed in the meeting, and how things are being done. So let me explain you in more detail about all this exercise. So first thing you do is that you develop your KPI tree. In case if you don't have a KPI tree from top to bottom, you develop a KPI tree and you evaluate every single KPI, that who is owning it and what is the challenges we are having with this KPI, that maybe we have the KPI but nobody is owning it or nobody is driving it. So you evaluate all the KPI and discuss the challenges and you evaluate all the KPIs in terms of the performance as well and in terms of clear accountability. Then you go to the next level and you evaluate all your current meetings, that what are the meetings you have in place and what are we discussing in this meeting. Maybe all these KPIs, most of the KPIs we are not discussing in this meeting and we are discussing something else. So we need to evaluate these meetings from this point of view, that are we really discussing everything we are supposed to discuss in our meetings at all department levels on these frequencies. So this is just a more detailed picture of that. So you do the SWOT analysis of all your meetings and the KPI structure, and then you list down all your good points, your weak points, your opportunities, and in case if you have any threat in terms of then you find out the opportunities for every single meeting you are having. Okay, and then you work on these things and address all the weaknesses and opportunity and threat and work on making sure that your strengths are maintained, and you keep doing that. So what is the benefit of that? Maybe we are doing a lot of meetings and we too much time, but if you organize properly and you address the specific concern in this meeting based on the SWOT analysis, you may have the reduced meetings with a reduced time frame, because you are doing more accurate discussion, more precise information is coming to the meeting, and you are quickly taking the decision. Rather meeting is taking 30 minutes, you can do the same meeting in 20 minutes. Clear? With a less number of people. Maybe you have more people and there's 2 people in the organization which are basically doing nothing. They are just attending the meeting and they are sitting and just observing. So it is very important when you define your RASI matrix, when you define your accountabilities and responsibilities, you make sure that every meeting, the right people are attending the meeting. And then what is the benefit that? You reduce your meetings and you save a lot of time, because this is also a big problem in many businesses, that the people complain about that we are very busy with the many meetings and we don't have time to do the actual work. It's extremely important that we don't make the people extremely busy in the many meetings. So it is also very important, just to give you one concept, that from top to bottom, like the leaders of plant managers of the business, for example, they should have like 50% of their daily time should be engaged in the meeting, not more than that. Clear? So this means that when you go to the next level down, your engagement in the meeting should go to less level, because when you go down, you have more physical work. Because you go up in the organization, you have more decision making work and more review, because you have to take the decision. So you may have more engagement in the meeting, but when you go down, you have the less engagement. So make sure that when you are going from top to bottom in the organization, the people at the bottom level of the organization, they have the least engagement in the meeting. They have just very few meetings engagement. They should not be just having engaged in the meeting like more than 30 minutes, like operator should not be engaged in the meeting for more than 30 minutes. because he has to run the machine. Clear? So everyone in the organization should be evaluated that he is really doing the value adding work, not just being engaged in all the discussion at all levels, because you can have sometimes some meeting which are not part of your performance control system. You can have some situation, you have a serious issue with the customer, and you need to call some additional separate meeting which are not routine meetings. So there should be all the time for other meetings. Otherwise, your business will suffer very badly, because people will not be able to, they will spend all their time in the meetings, a routine meeting and non-routine meeting, and eventually business will keep suffering. Now, going back to the organization change management, this is another extremely important point that which is important in the lean manufacturing, is that you need to have a steering committee. You need to make sure that you have the site leadership coming from the pillar leadership or from the production or maintenance or all department heads as a steering team. And they are sitting on monthly basis and discussing all the constraints and challenges and taking the right actions and supporting the organization in terms of lean drive and in terms of daily business drive. Clear? So you develop a proper roadmap and with a clear priority, which means that you make sure that, okay, we cannot do everything. We need to make sure that we have an excellence program. We have the losses we want to eliminate, but we have to make sure that we develop a clear priority. We cannot eliminate every single loss. Clear? Then you make sure that you also have a mechanism to build the capability of the organization. We discussed in the E&T pillar that you need to have a mechanism to assess the people's skills, and you have to make sure that you are training the people and building capability all the time. But not only that, people are doing extremely good job, they are doing a lot, but if you are not rewarding them, so if there is no mechanism to reward the people, then you will not be able to get the results. Why performance control system is so important in organization? Because you cannot define the right reward and recognition system to appreciate the good performance and punish the bad performance if you are not structured properly from top to bottom in terms of KPI ownership, in terms of proper review mechanism, in a mechanism of knowing the performance of every single person in the organization and how every person in the organization is engaged to deliver the business. If you don't have this performance control system, you cannot reward the people. And that is why the most of the rewards we are giving to the people is just perception based. We believe, yeah, this guy is very good. We should, this month, we should give him some incentive, or we should reward him as a best employee of the month. It should be clearly driven from the performance control system. Otherwise, the good people who are doing extremely hard work, which you don't know, they will see this as a frustrated situation, and they will start stopping doing the good job. And your bad people are already not doing the job, so good people will stop in the job. So eventually, your business will collapse. Then you need to also make sure that every person in the organization is involved. And that's why in the performance control center, you have seen that how you make sure that every person in the organization is involved. So you have to make sure that every person in the organization is involved. And you also make sure that you keep building the capability in all the specific losses you want to eliminate. And also you have to make sure that you are using the right methodologies, which means a lean manufacturing methodology. That's why you need to understand that why lean manufacturing is extremely important. Because we want people to use the right approach to attack the specific losses. And then you have to make sure that the people are using the learning from the lean models, and they are having expansion plan to use these same skills and same methodologies to attack the remaining losses in the organization to more advanced level.